What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Snyder Cut video. So yesterday we had the announcement that the Snyder Cut is coming to HBO Max in 2021, which I am very damn excited about. Now it's unclear as to what will happen, how it will be displayed, but it has been rumoured it will either be a 4-hour cut or a 6-episode miniseries. The miniseries I think makes sense because HBO Max is very light on their original content, so that is where we're going to be going, and there is a lot of reshoots with the whole cast, with Ben Affleck returning as Batman himself, and all of the cast are also working on coming back as well. And there will also be a lot of CGI work to be done because a lot of the scenes cut didn't have their CGI finished. But this video will be talking about just what was the differences between the Snyder Cut and the Justice League itself. So sit back and enjoy, and we will see what possibly we will be getting next year. This has to be the single biggest mystery and movement in comic book movies for years. The Justice League movie was a complete and utter mess and beyond a disappointment. And as a disclaimer, I enjoyed Man of Steel and didn't mind Batman vs Superman. Did they have their flaws? Yes. Can you like the MCU and DCEU? Yes. Don't be silly. So obviously Justice League was pushed over the final hurdle by your boy Joss Whedon, who somehow managed to totally mess up Age of Ultron. Man, that movie, what the hell happened? I think my dislike stems from the source material being better, but I digress. So when I was covering the Justice League way back when it came out, we had rumours and leaks that were not even in the damn movie, and the whole movie felt nothing at all like the previous two, and the cinematic shots and tone were totally off. The whole thing just felt weird. It's like someone tried to make an MCU movie but didn't lay the foundation of the MCU tune. It just totally shifted out of nowhere. Steppenwolf himself, Kieran Hines, said that wasn't the movie I worked so hard on. We hope the director's cut comes out because it was better than the movie that was in theatres, which is very interesting, and I believe that most of this was hinted at before the movie even came out, and that is eerily similar to how Game of Thrones stars try to warn us after that awful final season. That was just bad. Evidence of this shows how we got major unused scenes leaked, such as Barry Allen saving Iris West, which would have been amazing to see and have it as a multi-layered movie, much like BVS, as opposed to the simplistic rubbish that we got in the cinema. This very much felt like just a basic, these are the characters, this is what happens, that's that. Now in the Snyder Cut, Wonder Woman doesn't actually stop the bomb, as there is a second one showing she can't succeed. Yes, that felt more and more like Zack Snyder and less like the optimistic Joss Whedon. Now in the scene with Martha and Lois, Martha is actually Martian Manhunter, who was supposed to be General Swanwick in Man of Steel. In the Snyder Cut, we see her walk away and change into the alien himself. We actually got more scenes in the Snyder Cut with Diana going to the ancient shrine of the Amazons before she meets Bruce and learns of the ancient battle with Amazonians, Atlanteans and Green Lanterns as they fought Darkseid way before, which is very interesting because now we see in this actual movie, but we just actually got to assume that she knew this knowledge already. But Darkseid actually came to Earth in search of the anti-life equation, which is big there for that character and was a huge part of the comic Final Crisis, and is very much synonymous with the Infinity Stones, just like they're with Thanos. The anti-life equation is Darkseid's version of that, so to speak. Now, weirdly, a major character from Aquaman was cut from the movie, as Volko was shown to be protecting the Mother Box with Mira, and later actually gives Aquaman his armor and his quindent, and asks him to stay and rule Atlantis. This was ridiculous that this was cut, because it sets up so much for Aquaman, and just like Iris, it seems like the scenes setting up the characters that we haven't had movies previously, well, they were cut for time, and I'm not really sure why they did this, because in the final cut, we never really get to learn much about anyone unless they've had a movie previously. We would have also gotten way more Cyborg, as he explains his origin via hologram to the rest of the team. Now, I'm not a fan of the character, but maybe more time with this character would have won me over. We would have also actually seen Lex broken out of prison by Deathstroke, with some more shots of that actually happening, which was a shame that we'd never actually got that. It seemed like Joss Whedon was just cutting things out for time and not really thinking about it and just distilling it into just one movie and one kind of real streamlined story, which isn't really what has happened with Batman vs Superman, and I kind of appreciate that it was very bloated. We also got more Star Labs in the movie, with Silas taking the mother box that was actually used to revive Superman to the iconic Star Labs, only for Steppenwolf to attack them and actually kill Silas himself. Now this is the big stuff that I'm about to say, and well, it's just weird that most of this was actually cut. And we finally get an explanation for the Flash going back in time in Batman vs Superman, as after trying to locate Steppenwolf, as he has all 3 mother boxes, Bruce tells Diana that Barry went back in time to warn him that Lois is the key, but he was just too soon, and Superman would help Darkseid take over the Earth. This is paid off later, as later in the movie, Cyborg tries to take out all 3 mother boxes by ripping them apart, but Steppenwolf tries to draw the anti-life equation to Earth, and using this, Steppenwolf tries to take control of Superman, and Cyborg then sees the nightmare scene that Bruce saw and sends Barry back in time. Finally, we're getting a payoff from that. It's just maddening that this didn't actually happen, and Cyborg essentially has to interface with the boxes like we see in the movie, but all the context of this is gone. It's just ridiculous. Steppenwolf is beheaded obviously by Diana and boom tubed to Apocalypse, and his head rolls slowly to the feet of Darkseid, who says that we will see him soon. Wow, absolutely just wow that we never got to see Darkseid in the movie. I just don't understand why they cut this out, because in the Shrine of the Amazonians, we see Darkseid holding what looks like a combination of all 3 mother boxes. Now, after this, once all said and done, we actually got another scene with Cyborg stopping robbers at Star Labs, and guess who he saw? None other than Dr. Ryan Choi, who of course became the Atom. You may have seen him in the Crisis on Infinite Earths Arrowverse crossover. Now, not only was the Justice League a victim of Warner Brothers, but Suicide Squad also had a better cut, according to David Ayer, and most of the final parts of the movie, including Enchantress and all that weird stuff at the end, was supposed to set up the Justice League and introduce the new gods. But that's it for this video. Please do drop a like, please do subscribe, and I'll see you soon, and goodbye.